Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
No more wasting time. Let's get it.
Thank you for trusting me. I know people have been reaching out to you.
Yes, they have.
I first saw it over the summer in a tabloid. Came up in my social media feed.
Social media reacts to parents demanding New Jersey preschool art teacher be fired because her curvaceous body could distract students' learning.
The teacher that should be expelled, I think, was one of the headlines.
It was posted about a year ago. It started going viral long after the picture was taken.
That's the point I was making. The picture was taken. It sat on somebody's Facebook page, and then all of a sudden, it's out there for the world to judge you.
No woman should ever have to debate a man over her body. You give your daughter honey buns in the morning? Is that body positivity? Just be fat?
Body positivity is not about that. Body positivity is loving yourself where you are in life. And what you do not like about yourself,
No, it's not.
How did you first learn that it was being shared everywhere?
Well, people were tagging me. That's how I saw it. The first time that I saw it, honestly, I thought it was funny. I thought it was comical. You know how people steal your pictures and they create a meme out of it? So I took it that way in the beginning. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Haha, who would try to get rid of me? That's dumb. But it was funny at first. But it was kind of like tumbleweed. It kept going and going and going and growing into something else. In the beginning, when people were tagging me in these things, it was a lot of positive. I'm thinking I'm doing something. As far as like, yeah, I look great. Let me show curvy women how to dress appropriately.
So you saw this as body positivity. You're a teacher, you're a professional, you're doing what you love, and this is body positivity.
Yes.
But then you started to get the vicious comments.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this conversation right now. So I want every woman at home to understand this. There will be men in your life that are ignorant, that want to tell you that who you are is not enough. And let myself, let Chantel, and let my family here in the audience be the first to tell you your body is perfectly designed as is. You keep loving who you are, and if you can't find that love in yourself, there are people like us that want to reach out to you and send you that.
All right, so you guys heard the talk show host. He basically cut off the conversation and said, hold on, we're not going to talk bad about women's bodies. I want to point out something here that I thought was pretty ridiculous that the show did when presenting this situation. First off, they brought one of the better looking plus models that they could find. I know most guys probably wouldn't want a woman who's this thick, right? But at the end of the day, when people think of body positivity and women who abuse that phrase, they're not thinking of this body type. Look at this chick, first of all. Look at her shape, look at her stomach. It's not hanging out. Maybe she's wearing some type of waist trainer thing, but this is who they're going to showcase who represents women who are grossly overweight. And I think this is on purpose. But you're not going to fool anybody because we know most women don't look like this. I would venture to say there are guys out here who look at a chick like this. They would say, I have no problem with this body. We all know this is not how women who are out here campaigning for body positivity really look like. They look more like this. Lizzo here at a balcony. More pictures of Lizzo. I mean, she is the avatar of body positivity, whether she likes that or not. She's become that because she pushes it the most. Lizzo embarrasses herself in Paris after, get this, showing her cheeks. I'm not talking about twerking here. I'm talking about pulling down her pants, bending over and showing her cheeks to her poor audience. I was on Instagram. I saw a post of DJ Khaled. He's shirtless. A lot of people liked the photo and were talking a lot of shit. There was a whole lot of body shaming going on in the comment section. But I want you to think about how differently this all could have gone if these comments were made to Lizzo. So the first comment was actually by, believe it or not, TV show, right? All deaf comedy TV show. And they said, and I quote, if Jello was a person, right? And this is a brand. Next commenter said, take a diet, Khaled. Too flabby for no shirt. He looks like Mr. Krabs without his shell. And then I started to think, man, where's Lizzo? Where are all these body shaming activists? When DJ Khaled needs your help, right? Being fat for a man, there's no grace. No one feels bad for you when you're a fat man. You just look sad and pathetic. I'm sorry, guys. It's just what it is. Overweight women denied access and entry into Hollywood bar.
We're not able to get let in as a thicker, curvy woman.
It wasn't the way Ella Halikas expected to end her night last Wednesday.
Unfortunate.
Being told she and fellow curve model Alexa J weren't allowed to enter the highlight room in Hollywood. All of their friends were let in, but they claim the bouncer stopped them because of their curves.
She asked him, like, you know, hey, what's going on? I'm so sorry if you're confused. I'm actually with that party that you just let in. And he said, I know, and looked at her up and down, was like, not tonight.
Ah, man.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Ella thought maybe she'd have better luck with the doorman.
He looked at me up and down as well and was like, not tonight. I think it's fat phobia to the core.
To the core? Come on, lady. Don't make this harder than it is. Don't make this difficult. Don't make this difficult. Ah, these women. Look at these chicks, bro. Let's keep watching.
Tired of just letting this happen and not speaking up about it.
A few days later, the influencers decided to share their story with Ella's more than 700,000 followers across TikTok and Instagram. It went viral, being seen more than 1 million times.
It was so dehumanizing. It was like we were literally getting looked through. If you've experienced any type of discrimination like this, you know exactly how horrible and disgusting it feels, and we are no longer letting this fly anymore.
As always, we're going to check out some of these comments. This video did go viral and everybody responded and had something to say. First comment here comes from a gentleman and it reads, so what's wrong? If y'all don't get let in the club, find another one. Simple. But they can't do that, right? They cannot live with the fact that there are standards of beauty. That's again confirming reality, and we all know these women drink tea.
I don't drink coffee.
Now the gentleman here says the rooftop of the highlight room was just not built for that type of weight. Nice one. Another commenter here says, be mad at your friends that left y'all behind. Facts. Be pissed at your friends who aren't out there fighting for you. They're in there mingling with the high value men. You see, this also is like a clear, I guess, just very bitter pill for body positivity women to swallow. Is their friends are in there enjoying and experiencing the access to the men who they want, but they cannot experience that same access to because they live in delusion. Love me the way that I am. I shouldn't have to change anything to get what I want out of life. I want to eat my cake and have it too. Another commenter here says they should take this as a sign from God. Maybe it's time to hit the gym to actually influence people out there. Laughing emojis, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Hit the gym? Improve myself? Why? Another commenter here says, and there are many things fat people like myself get denied or can't get access to. Roller coasters, certain cars, some seat belts in particular cars, clothes that you order online, small fragile chairs. This person serious? Yeah, yeah. You're being discriminated on because the chair can't handle the weight. They're gonna make videos on how that stuff makes us feel embarrassed and fat. Okay, this guy's kind of trolling here. I'm hella weak. Another person here says thicker, curvy women in quotation marks. Man, they will use any term to hide the obvious. They will. They'll use any term to hide the obvious. There's a difference. There's a difference between thick. There's a difference between curvy women. There's a difference between just plainly fat, overweight women. And that's not to say, because women hear this and they're like, oh, so you're saying fat women aren't desirable? No. There are men out there who don't mind a fat chick. But the problem women have is the reality that most men wouldn't seriously consider a serious relationship, you know, with a very overweight woman.
It is honestly embarrassing how often I would overlook this in my past dating experiences. Like a few years ago, there was this guy that I hooked up with on and off for about like a year. And of course, he was a stereotypical frat finance bro. I always knew that we were just a hookup and it was never gonna turn into anything real. But
that's sad. Let's keep watching.
One day I asked him like, hey, do your friends know that you're into bigger girls? And he said, yeah, I tried to tell them once, but they just made fun of me, so I don't really talk to them about it. So I was like, what does that mean for like your dating life? So he literally said, yeah, I just F fat girls in private, and then I'll just date and marry a skinny girl. Bad part is I continued to sleep with him even after having that conversation.
What's up, YouTube? Listen, real quick, it's time to talk about the sponsor of today's video. And it could be you. Hear me out. If you enjoy the content produced here on the Coffee Pod, you can support by drinking coffee through one of my handcrafted coffee mugs right here. I've talked about this before, but I haven't gone into detail about what exactly goes into this coffee mug. What you see written around the mug there, all the different taglines from the Coffee Pod. Everybody knows the
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
And
women.
Along with
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
So I first start with the plain black mug for your project. Then I clean and prep the mug so I can add my beautiful handwriting. Listen guys, I'm a podcaster, not an artist. I try my best. I then use an oil-based marker to write all the different taglines that we all love from the Coffee Pod. And once that's done, and hopefully there's not too many mistakes, but it happens a lot, I leave the mugs to dry for about an hour. That's when I begin prepping the art resin, which I would then use to apply and seal your custom mug, the outside of your mug. The resin works great to protect the writing once it's cured and firm. The curing process usually takes about 72 hours, and then bam, the resin is fully cured and firm. And finally, after 4 days, your custom mug is ready to be packaged and sent directly to your doorstep. In other words, for less than $2 an hour, I will handcraft a custom coffee mug for you, and you get to support the channel. Why would you drink coffee from some boring mug from some random store? And the worst part is they probably don't drink coffee. Hit the link pinned to the top of the comment section and get your custom mug today.
Click the link pinned to the top of the comment section to get your custom coffee mug today. And please do us all a favor and don't bitch about the price.
Yes, okay. This is the new bee in my bonnet. This is all I'm going to be talking about. The shit I would put up with from men while I was dating.
Talk about it.
I had a boyfriend one time who I had to like beg on my hands and knees for him to put in like any sort of effort. I would literally say like, I don't need you to spend a lot of money. Just like get a bottle of wine and say like, let's go have a picnic in the park. Like anything. And we'd broken up, but we kept talking to each other. We kept seeing each other. We liked each other.
Mm-hmm.
But he would never introduce me to his friends. And I was like, I just want to meet your friends. Like, why are you being so weird about that? Because like, yeah, I'm fat, but like, ugly where? Never been ugly. I would have dreams about meeting this man's friends.
That's sad.
Coming up, I always had low self-esteem. I never felt attractive. I didn't really have friends. I was pretty much a loner. And so as an adult, I still have some of those thoughts in my mind. And it could honestly affect how I present myself when I'm out. But with that said, I have a lot of gorgeous friends, okay? Everybody's pretty. Everybody's pretty. Can we talk about how we...
Real quick, man. Don't you guys love it when women talk about how pretty all their friends are? Then you meet their friends and you're just like... they were like, isn't she so pretty? You're like, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. She's cool.
We are not the woman that's like ever approached in the friend group. More specifically, how you internalize it, how you deal with it.
Another time in college, I was hooking up again with this guy for about 8-7 months. And I spent about like 60 to 70% of my nights staying over at his place. He would sometimes order dinner from places nearby us. And when he'd walk to go pick it up, I'd be like, oh, let me come with you. And he always said, no, it's okay. You just stay here. I got it.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
So obviously all these guys were embarrassed to be seen with her. But anyways, let's keep listening.
And the few times that I did go with him, he wouldn't hold my hand. He wouldn't touch me in public. Then all of a sudden, I get a text from him saying, oh, I can't see you anymore. I have a girlfriend. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, we spent a lot of nights together. This man literally said, yeah, I would go on dates during the day or nights I didn't see you, and then you would just come over the other nights.
Let's talk about things I've struggled with when it comes to dating as a curvier girl.
All right.
As we already know, I have 1, never lived a skinny day in my whole entire life, and 2, have never had a boyfriend. When it comes to dating, so much pressure is put on like how you are on the exterior. So as you can imagine, when so much pressure is placed on how you look on the exterior and you're not confident with it, dating is just not easy. I have always and still struggle with the thought process that I need to lose this amount of weight until I'm able to actually be in a relationship. I have matched with guys on dating apps and gone to their Instagrams and seen that their ex is skinny, and instantly that makes me think like, this person is never gonna like me. Throughout all of my 20s, I loved going out. I loved going to bars, and I was always the biggest girl in my friend group.
Come on. Love going out to bars, getting a cheese clap. Fast, not slow. Let's get back into it.
Anyway, so one week we were talking and he told me that he loved me. And I was like, great, I love you too. Like, this is perfect. And so that week we were getting ready to go to a party at his friend's house. I was finally going to meet his friends.
Okay.
And his iPad goes off because this messy idiot had his text synced to his iPad. And I saw a text on his iPad from somebody named Sarah who said, like, I had a great time with you this week. I'd love to see you again. Are you around? And he texted from the other room while I was getting ready in his bedroom. Yeah, I'd like to see you again too. I'm busy tonight, but we'll figure it out. Something like that. I'm busy tonight. The very same week he had told me that he loved me. I, of course, was very upset. I didn't go to the party. And he just told me he was scared of being committed. Okay.
It's hard for me to believe that I'm the pretty girl when I'm out and men don't approach me. I tell you guys all the time that, like, I get the most attention from guys on the internet, not out in public. I for the most part, I'm never approached.
Okay. Let's just, I'm going to say some very brutally honest things. She says for the most part, she's never approached by men. It's because she's overweight. But I do want to give this woman some credit. She's working out and has been losing weight. I checked out her Instagram. She's working on herself. That's just the brutal truth. Listen, when a woman talks about her failure to attract the opposite sex, rarely do we mention the elephant in the room, right? We don't like to be honest with women. And if you are honest with women, then you're labeled sexist. Guaranteed, the reason why this woman struggles is because of her weight. It's easier to approach women on dating apps. Most women do superb on dating apps, but the truth is, it's because most guys just want to smash.
I could literally tell a million stories like this. And I wish I could tell you that I learned from these experiences and that I raised my bars and I never let other men treat me like that. But I can't say that to you. I was just so desperate for male validation that I put up with all of these terrible experiences knowing full well what was happening.
You also end up comparing your dating app experience to your friends who are not curvy. For the longest time, when my one friend was single, we had this like running joke because we would always match with the same guy.
Right.
We would both message, not saying anything crazy, it'd just be like, hey, and she would always get a response and I would never. Of course, I can't help but think it is because I am a curvier girl. Also, I do share on here a lot of the messages that I get on like Bumble and Hinge, and if you know, you know. When it comes to dating apps, I compare my experience with my friends because when they get on, they get asked on actual dates, whereas I get asked to go to a guy's house.
Yep.
Now, I know dating does suck for like pretty much everyone in general right now, and these experiences can happen to you even if you're not like a curvier girl. But as someone who went through high school being a bigger girl, lost a bunch of weight, and then has since gained weight back, I will say when I was in my like skinnier phase, I was getting approached a lot more by guys out in public. This is also when I was getting asked out on like more dates. So I mean,
Sounds like you found the solution to your problem.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Doesn't sound like she found the solution to a problem, man. She lost weight and her experience changed. What are we complaining about here?
like, how can you not compare that? I don't have a solution for us. I wish I did, but I just like to come on here.
No solution, she says. No solution. Oh, man. Oh, man. What planet is this?
And I dated that man for 2 years. Once we broke up for the last time, we kept seeing each other after, and we were kind of like in this weird, like amorphous, open situation. which was actually like the exact way it should have been the entire time, because we did really like each other and have fun together, but we just like were not compatible. And this man had the nerve to say to me, yeah, I haven't hooked up with like a really hot girl yet. Hey, what? What he meant was skinny, actually. This same man, after 2 years together, would not invite me to Thanksgiving with his family. And so I invited myself. I should have taken the hint that I was not wanted and he didn't love me. It's fine. And I assumed it was because he was embarrassed because all of his brothers' wives were thin and cute and blonde and whatever. I get there and he's got a fat mom. Anyway, he worked at Fox News when we met, so everything works out at the end.
These people want to believe that no one finds fat people attractive, but that's just incorrect. There's plenty of men that find us attractive, but they will never, ever be honest about it because they're so afraid of going against the grain, of being made fun of for being into bigger girls. And it's truly atrocious because we're hot. So if you're one of these fat baddies like me who put up with terrible shit like this from men, please stop! There is no D that is good enough for you to lower yourself to such awful standards. Be better than me.
Apparently there is. I mean, based on her story, apparently there is. Now, guys, here's the truth. I've done videos, plenty of videos on fat chicks. I really have. And I've always given them their credit. I have always said men will bust those cheeks. Guaranteed they will. All types of men. Finance bros, famous men, rich men. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that most men out here that society would categorize as top tier men have smashed a fat chick in their life.
Ever bang ugly chicks just because you feel
absolutely
bad? You do?
Absolutely.
So
Why?
you give a mercy.
You're a good-looking guy.
You throw a mercy
would you ever do a fat chick?
Absolutely. I believe it or not, there was an instance not too long ago where I hit the 280 mark.
You banged the chick. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Let me get this. International wrestling superstar John Cena took home a 280-pound
She
chick.
took me home. I didn't take her home.
Were you attracted to her?
Absolutely, and the experience was great.
She have a nice face?
She had a nice smile.
Why did you do that? I don't understand.
Well, first it was kind of a challenge set out to me by the entire roster, and it was like it was a thing where you won't do it. Okay, I'll do it, but it wasn't like
she approached you and said,
I'll
"Listen,
do it.
Would you come back with me?"
There was just like a moment. I'm pretty polite and respectable to everybody, so there was that moment, and then she walks away, and then the boys start getting on. Yeah, you won't do it, and it wasn't like okay, I'll do it. Tail between my legs, going over there. I said, not only will I do it, I'll enjoy it, and I did. It was a great night.
But here's the problem: what's being lost here. What women, I wish more women understood, is the male friend zone. Ma'am, you were not in a relationship with those men. You were friend zone. This is the bitter coffee that Lizzo-sized women refuse to drink.
Put that coffee down.
And guys, I know there are men out here who prefer larger women. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the scenario she painted. He spends time with you. He allows you to show up at night and sneak out through the window in the morning and refuses to take you on dates because it's never spoken, right? No one is as bold as the first guy she said, who just straight up said for what it is. But he refuses to take you out on dates, and it's kind of known. You both understand what it is. It's because you're fat, and he's embarrassed to be seen out with you. But he's not embarrassed enough to not smash. There is such, let's be honest, there is such a thing as a larger chick who's kind of pretty in the face, who guys will mess with. And it's like, if you lost weight, if you did something drastic here and changed your life for the better, I would take you out on dates. It's seriously that simple. And you see it with these women who lose weight, and all of a sudden guys who are dating them now want to marry them. Guys who are dating them get them pregnant. TikTok video goes viral after woman reveals boyfriend made bet that if she lost weight, he'll marry her. All right, guys, so you saw it for yourself. This video was taking the internet by storm. First of all, congratulations to that chick, man. I think anybody who's able to lose substantial amount of weight to get in shape for your health, and especially for your partner in a relationship like this, deserves a round of applause. We're gonna check out some of these comments, and people felt different about this situation, as you may expect. Let's see what the people had to say. First comment comes from a gentleman and it says, I see nothing but encouragement and a fun goal for her wedding day. It worked for her and him. Everyone else shut all that negativity the hell up. Yeah, the amount of men who wish this was their girlfriend right now or their wife who let themselves go, probably innumerable, right? There are a lot of men out here who wish their women would lose weight for themselves and for their man. Another person here says that accept me as I am mindset is why so many relationships don't last or advance to marriage. Yeah, that's so true. He goes on to say nothing wrong with wanting someone to be better when you know they can. Same way if a man is broke and living with you. You may love him, but it doesn't mean you want that situation for life. But if he's willing to put the work in and elevate his finances, be able to be a good husband and provider, then there's nothing wrong with that. Your partner should want you at your best, this gentleman says, not take you as you are. Don't punish people for believing in you and what you can achieve and waiting to marry you until you step up. Yeah, this is some facts, man. Next comment here from another gentleman says, all the women talking about they would have left, because that's what they were saying, of course. Unfortunately, that's like 90% of women that think like this. And of course they do, because 60% of these women are overweight. And what they're not going to do is improve themselves, right? They're waiting for mystery man to come and accept them as they are. He goes on to say, give your best self to someone who wouldn't have given you a chance when you felt like trash. Instead of living happily ever after with the man that supported and encouraged you to be healthy, wowed, but not surprised. 222 likes. A woman responded back to that guy and said, truly is sad women think like that, especially given that it seems he stood by her while she made this transition. That's true. We've got a woman here who says this seems like she'd already wanted to lose the weight and he just gave her a goal to keep her going. Another woman here responded back to that woman and says, really? What it seems like, laughing emoji, society always says body positivity, like if you don't hit a certain weight, it doesn't start causing health problems. Keep your partner healthy. And then someone else added to the thread and says, that's what I'm hoping. And she's hoping that she wanted to lose weight and that she didn't work to qualify herself for that man, because women don't think they should have to do shit for men today. Absolutely absurd. Another woman here says, I would have lost the weight and replaced him as well. Ma'am, you would have done what you're doing right now, which is getting bigger. Another woman responded back and says, period, poo. There's all the Lizzo-sized chicks now commenting and says, this comment for the win. Another woman here tagged her friends. Another comment here says, what? With laugh emoji, he want to motivate his woman. He never said he would have married her. Plus, they bet. And the final comment here in the thread says, that's why you're still on the market and will always be. Facts. And again, fellas, this is why you just can't feel bad for these chicks, bro. They are meant to be single. They're meant to be alone. They're not good for anybody because they don't think they have to do anything to improve, but just be and grow in size. Finally, the last comment here says, these same women who don't support this would have supported a woman who said, I'm not marrying a man unless he makes a certain amount of money.
Broke men complain about paying for anything, the date, parking, anything. Like, they complain. How I know I'm talking to a broke man versus a man who's not rich, not even rich, just has a job, has a place, financially stable as a grown adult should, right? It be the complaints. Like, I know right away when I'm talking to a guy who I just swiped right on, we matched, and he's talking about, oh, but why don't, we go to a park or something for the first day? Why don't we, it doesn't always be about money. It could just be about us spending time. We could be just hanging out at the beach, and I'm fine with that. But I know you're saying it because you're broke. Don't deny it. Because then the same guy is going to be the same one that says, oh, we should go 50-50 on rent if we live together because women are empowered now. No!
Why can't a man just tell me that he can't afford me? Just say it. Don't make excuses. Don't say I need to pull my weight. I need to do 50-50. I don't do that. You're trying to demean me, make me feel bad because you just can't afford me. It's okay. There's a girl out there for you. Go get her. Paying for a date is the bare bones minimum. You should be opening doors for me. You should be treating me like a queen. You should be telling me I look pretty today. These are things that I look forward to when going on a date with you. Yes, you.
You date a guy that don't have no money, but he treats you so good.
I'm not gonna date a guy just because he has money.
No, he has no money. Like everything's.
It's like dating a bum. Like, I'm not gonna date a bum,
but he treats you well. And then again, he make ends meet.
Why do? But if you see a guy, he's mentally like there.
He broke, but he making ends.
He has a 9-to-5, but he barely making. He make $1,000 a week. That's nothing.
$1,000 a week is a lot of money. That's $4,000 a month.
After taxes, is $800.
That's not broke.
That's not a broke nigga.
See, that's broke.
That's broke.
Okay, that's not broke.
There you guys go. That's broke.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
As somebody who's been with many broke guys before, I feel like this is a topic I can actually speak on without being biased.
Talk to us.
Men get on social media and often complain about women not sticking by their side if they do not have money.
Mhm.
Women only using them for money. Women only this and that. But do men realize what they're like when they do not have money? And this is a serious, genuine question because we've all been in a point in our life where we don't have money and it's not easy. And I'm not trying to bash anybody at all. But what I'm saying is when I've dated men who do not have money, they are the most miserable, unfulfilled, unsatisfied men to be around. And I get it. Like, not having money is stressful. But when men don't have money, they don't know what, who, or how to act for you in a relationship. Men associate their worth to money in relationships. So when they don't have that, they are not pleasant partners to be around.
Monique says nowadays relationships are more about money and what you're bringing to the table than finding someone that makes you happy. And that's what's tearing our community.
Being with somebody that make you happy, that treat you special, and you can do the same. Not all, that's too general. I'm hearing a lot of how much money is involved. I'm hearing a lot of what you bringing to the table. You hearing people say that a woman don't have to bring nothing to the table. Yes, what? And it don't have to be about the money. But wouldn't it be nice if she brought a good attitude? Wouldn't it be nice if she brought a nurturing disposition about herself? Wouldn't it be nice if she could make a goddamn cake from scratch? Wouldn't it be nicer if you woke up Sunday morning, the house was filled up with Sunday dinner smells? Wouldn't it be nice? We are not talking about that no more. We're talking about how much money. And that is what I believe is just tearing our community down even further, my baby.
So I always see people post Tinder profiles of men online. But let's look at this woman. She's 21. She's a sandwich maker, whatever that means. She says, where should I start? Well, let's just say I am finally tired. I give up on the fact decent monogamous relationships exist in today's times. Tired of men acting like dogs and pigs, I am trying to get in shape and getting my life together. I like being in control, so only decent men need to apply. Also, I have 3 kids and twins on the way. Serious guys only. No hookups or asking for nudes. I am a fun-loving woman. Patient, calm, and honesty is key. Bonus points if you are 6 foot and in good shape. Now, everyone's entitled to want whatever it is that they want. But how you gonna get your online with 3 kids and 2 on the way? That's a total of 5 kids at the age of 21 looking for a serious guy on Tinder. You don't even have time for anything serious. But this is exactly why I tell people to stay away from dating sites. Either they're unhealed, unhinged, bored, already taken, or insecure.
How short is too short in a guy?
Respectfully, if you're not over 6 feet, you're not gonna bag a girl in New York. Let's just keep it honest.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'5".
How tall are you?
Like 5'5".
All right. How tall do you think I am?
You like 5'7". Like 5'7".
What's funny?
You're too small.
All right, I'm gonna shoot my shot like I'm Devin Booker. Can I bag you?
Do you know who I am? Don't disrespect me. For real, don't disrespect me. Don't disrespect me like that.
You trying to do something strange for a piece of change?
Do you see me and then see you? Stop playing with me. You must not know who I am.
So I remember doing this video a while back of the difference between how women perceive overweight men and men perceive overweight women.
So essentially they did this study where they like took men and women, and then they showed like men and women like attractive people and unattractive people. And then they like gauged the responses in their brains to see what was going on. And they found that when women, actually I'll start with men first. When men looked at unattractive women, it caused the part of their brain that gets annoyed to light up. So like seeing an unattractive woman literally caused them to get annoyed, which is like a depressing thought. But then for women, women can't see men. If a man's unattractive, the women literally won't even recognize them as existing in their field of vision. People suck.
As always, we're going to check out some of these comments. The first one is from a woman who responded to what the guy had to say. And she said, it's not that the person was invisible. It's that it didn't elicit a response. Better than annoyance by a long shot. So this woman is basically saying like, you know what? It's worse to be a fat chick because people actually perceive you as annoying, whereas a guy just isn't acknowledged at all. This is what the gentleman had to say in response to this comment.
This is actually one of my favorite philosophical debates, and it's like a super weird deep dive, but it like gets into why dating's all up right now and why no one's happy. Because there's this like philosophical question of, is it better to not be perceived or to be perceived negatively? And I know women will hear it and they'll be like, oh, it's better to be perceived negatively, and I don't think so. And it's like very multifaceted, so like I'm just gonna get into it. So there was this study, I hate saying that, there was this study, like, oh, so your sources. I'm autistic and I have like an eidetic memory. I'm not gonna waste time before every one of my videos like going and pulling shit up. I don't care. But they did this thing in the UK where they wanted to see what men and women were looking for in the opposite sex. So they got a bunch of men and women. I think they did speed dating at one point, but they were essentially just doing like a bunch of polling and stuff to figure out what people were looking for. And they found that men and women are looking for completely different things, and it's like hilarious. So I'll start with men first because they're easiest. Men are stupid. Men are stupid like little monkey men. And they're just looking for three things in particular. First, most important, actually not even most important, just first, they like it if you have a symmetrical face. So they want you to be pretty. But we know that, right? The second one, and this is funny to me, they want you to not be obese. Overweight was fine. They didn't care if you were overweight. It was if you were obese is when it became an issue for like selective purposes. And then finally, and this was my favorite one, the number one, and this is actually the most important thing if a woman is trying to like get a man, the one thing men look for in women is that you're nice to them. Like that was it. It was like if you're just nice to the guy, he loves that shit. Women, on the other hand, were looking for three completely other things. So they were looking for like in descending order. So the least important was shoulder width. They wanted you to have like wide shoulders. Second was height, obviously. And then third was status. And status is a very complicated metric because it's not just like how much money you have or like how independent you are, but it's how others perceive you as well. And here's where it gets dark. But the thing is, status is fake. So like if you're a valet and someone shows up in a Lamborghini, but they get out and they look homeless, you're not going to assume it's a homeless person who stole a Lamborghini. You're going to assume it's a rich person who doesn't give a shit how they dress. But in the same regard, you could have someone dressed really nice get out of a Honda Civic. But if you're the same valet, you're going to assume that the homeless looking man has a higher status than the Honda Civic man, regardless of the suit and how he's dressing himself, because status is a complicated issue. The red pill incel crowd understands this shit, and that's why they're always preaching to their followers or minions or whatever that you want to polarize women immediately, because it makes them view you. And if you're a dude who goes up to a random woman on the street, even if you're an ugly dude, it causes them to think your status must be higher than it is, because why would this ugly guy talk to me?
All right, so some really, really interesting information right there. I'm curious, what do you guys think? Comment down below what you thought of information that was shared here by this TikToker. We're going to look at some more comments here. We have a gentleman who says 1,000,000% would rather get some positive attention with some negative rather than never, ever, ever get any attention. Not even close. Someone responded to him and says, I'm with you on that. That's true. If you were left with the option of, do you want people to look at you and feel some annoyance towards you, right? But still acknowledge you, or for people to just see you as invisible, see you like you don't matter, then to me, that's just an easy choice. You'd rather a little bit of negativity because being seen at least gives you the opportunity that you have someone's attention. And so ensued the argument in that video and in the comment section of women saying, well, I think it's worse because at least we just ignore fat dudes and men are actually triggered and annoyed by it. This is a real argument. The women actually thought that being invisible, because if you're a man who's unattractive today, to women, you don't exist. These women can get on here and talk about how they're struggling, but I bet you there's the guy in their DMs who they're just like, oh, not you. Invisible doesn't exist. And I remember one comment that made everything make sense. The guy said, listen, even a neglected child knows that bad attention is better than no attention at all. That hit me. I was like, whoa, that's facts. Now the comment here says, I think I will not be good enough to date until I lose weight. This chick says, good for you. Every single day I hate my body. I was the pity drink girl too. Sounds like she's about to take accountability, so that's what's up. Now the chick here says, validating how hard this is, but I've noticed the more confidence I've gotten individually, the easier dating has been. People are attracted to confidence, and confidence doesn't come from thin air for anybody. For you as a man, a lot of men get told, be confident, be confident, be confident. You don't just tell yourself, be confident, become confident. It comes from accomplishing things and bettering your life. Being proud of what you see when you look in the mirror, being proud of what you've done. Get good at something. Suffer through improving in that thing, and you will start to build confidence. Listen, guys, what do you think about this video? As always, leave your comments and thoughts down below. Till next time, man, I'm out. Peace.